There's some, I
Yes.
love people, but there's some people just they speak for the sake of speaking. They like to hear themselves talk.
Yes.
I'm not one of those
Well, they find
guys.
their own
I
voices
just talk a lot.
therapeutic.
You say that again, Smarty.
I said they find their own voices therapeutic.
Is that why you fall asleep when I talk? All right, let's get on the air
Better
here.
than
Let's
NyQuil.
do it.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's Thursday night, 4 o'clock in LA, 7 p.m. in New York, and it's 6 o'clock in Chicago. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Thursday night, and that means only one thing, Amelia.
What's the buzz time?
Absolutely. It's What's the Buzz? Tonight, very interesting show. You probably drive by or walk by, travel past logos and signs every day. You pay no mind to them, like McDonald's, or you see the Amazon truck driving by the neighborhood. You go on Facebook or Google or Instagram, and you see all kinds of logos and things of that nature. And probably you don't give maybe you don't give them a second look, unless you're somebody like me and I look at everything. Which was prompted this show tonight, actually. I wanted to find out where these logos came from. Have they been here before? What don't we know about them? And let's dig into the hidden meanings of these messages hiding in plain sight. And that's the topic of our show tonight. Amelia, you and I talked about this before.
Absolutely.
We talked about hiding in plain sight previously. We're going to actually do that again in a couple of weeks when we discuss cults.
Yes.
And so, what the kind of like what we're doing tonight is a prelude to the cult show. But this is a really interesting show. Interesting that we have Mike Murphy here tonight, because some of the stuff you're going to see is military in nature. And I didn't know some of the stuff was military in nature.
I know.
We were going to. I want to address this right off the bat here. We were supposed to have Sharon Bodine with us tonight. She's the young lady you met on Tuesday. Things did not work out with Sharon, so she will not be a part of this show, nor will we endorse her in any way, shape, or form. Amelia's show with her for next week has been canceled at my request. Actually, at my behest, I should say. So we will not be doing that show. We will, in fact, be doing another show next week. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll figure it out. We already have shows for Tuesday and Thursday. We'll come up with something for Wednesday. But having said that, I came across a bunch of stuff I want to show you guys. And you know how I love show and tell on this thing.
Yes,
Amelia's favorite thing.
Yes, that's my
But
favorite.
you're going to be in your glory tonight, because I got news for you. The whole show is show and tell.
Good.
We've got like 5 videos here we're going to do. First thing I want to do, Mr. Murphy, let me bring you in here. I'm going to give you the big camera tonight. I'm going to give you the big camera tonight, okay? The military. Let's talk about the military. You guys are steeped ass deep in a hidden messaging, symbolism, the logos for the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, the logo for West Point. They're all steeped in rich in history. Not always good history. Tell me what you know about the Army logo.
To be honest with you, you would think I would know something about it because I spent 10 years in the Army.
That's why I'm asking.
Believe it or not, yeah, believe it or not, I really never studied up on it. I never really looked into it. I was concerned more with my training, doing my job, and getting the job done.
The logo of the U.S. Army, it may surprise you, is based in old Egyptian folklore. Can't make this up. You're going to see some stuff tonight. It's based in old Egyptian lore, and even to the current day, the things we see every day, the presidential seal, the seal of the U.S. Congress. These are all steeped in old Egypt and Mesopotamia, and in fact, some of them go back to biblical days.
Yes.
We're going to start right off with an intro. I want you guys to take a real good look at this. We're going to take a look at Starbucks. And you've all had Starbucks coffee, I'm sure, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Watch this. Let's take a look at this.
This is what the Starbucks logo would look like from behind. This is her tail, and it is spread wide open. Now, it's important for you to understand that this design was intentional and kind of creepy, as you'll see throughout this video. In order to understand why Starbucks chose such an odd image to represent the company, we need to go back to the beginning. It was 1971, and the founders, inspired by Moby Dick, chose the name Starbucks. With Seattle being a port city and their coffee coming in on ships, they wanted their brand to be related to the sea. Next on their list was to find a logo. According to the company's website, while they were studying old marine books, a mysterious nautical figure called to them. They had discovered a 16th century depiction of a twin-tailed mermaid, later to be identified as a siren. And almost immediately, they knew they found their logo. You might assume that they chose the siren because it looked like a mermaid and lived in the sea, but there's actually a deeper and darker reason behind their decision. You see, the siren has its own history that's sort of troubling, and the original founders knew this. In Greek mythology, the siren was first interpreted as a bird with a woman's head. Later, they were pictured as a woman with wings and bird feet. They continued to evolve into a dragon-type beast, until finally being interpreted as the mermaid creature we see today. Regardless of the different variations, the characteristics of the siren remained consistent. They were seductive and violent. They used their beauty to seduce sailors to come with them in the water. Typically, a siren would sing and the sailors would be unable to keep themselves from her. They would literally jump into the water and to their deaths. You might remember sirens from the tale of Odysseus, when he tied himself to a mast to avoid being drawn in by their beauty and singing. But wait, what does this have to do with Starbucks? Didn't they just choose the siren because it looked like a mermaid? Well, look at the first logo. The siren's chest was bare, and her split tail was seductively spread wide open. This depiction was no accident. The owners expected people to see Starbucks, smell Starbucks, and desire Starbucks. Just like the sailors couldn't deny the seduction of the sirens, the founders of Starbucks wanted to make you unable to resist their coffee. And this isn't speculation. Former chairman and CEO Howard Schultz wrote, "That early siren, bare-breasted and Rubenesque, was supposed to be as seductive as coffee itself." As the company started to grow, they ran into a problem. This seductive, bare-breasted creature was a little too risque when it was scaled up in size. By changing the artwork to make her more appropriate, Starbucks was able to put the image on their trucks without backlash. And over the next 20 years, the logo became even more tame. However, through all these variations, one thing has remained consistent. The siren has always been the focal point. In fact, the company loves this creature so much that in 2008, they went back to the original bare-breasted logo. This was an immediate flop with the public, and it was quickly discontinued. Starbucks doesn't even mention this in their logo evolution page on their website. But it goes to show how dedicated they are to this creature. And you might think that seduction and irresistibility make for a creepy marketing strategy. But at the end of the day, it is working.
And that's why I don't drink Starbucks. It is a creepy story.
I don't drink it because I don't want to pay $6 to $10 for a cup of coffee.
Well, that's another reason why.
Too.
You're absolutely right. That's another reason. They are expensive. They are very expensive. Let's take a look at this then. Let's see something here. Hold on.
There were secret societies that were involved in founding this country. Who were they? And what were they trying to do? It's on the American dollar bill, New World Order. It's based on the ancient Egyptian concepts of government, finance, law, and the way the ancient Egyptians understood the world at large. That's why you have a pyramid. The truth will actually blow you away.
There you see it. A lot of what we see and what we recognize every day is based in old world, old Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Egypt is regarded as the civilization. I mean, the center of civilization. That whole area, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Iran, Iraq. You know, the Garden of Eden is actually in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, Iran really is what it is. Between the Tigris and Euphrates River. You know, you look at the Bible, and you can go look at it today on a current map. The Tigris and Euphrates River is still there. You know, and you'd be hard pressed to find, paradise there. but certainly the world as we know it or know it today came from that general region.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look at some of this stuff here. Amelia, when you frequent a business, do you care about the logo? Do you care about the marketing? Do you care about the history of that company?
Well, I mean, sometimes I just want to look at it to make sure that I'm not giving somebody a business that shouldn't deserve it. Like Nike, I won't give Nike business.
Sorry, but there's Nike.
I won't give
Why
Nike business.
Will you not patronize Nike?
Because of them supporting Kaepernick. I'm sorry. I will not support somebody that will want Kaepernick as their spokesperson because of what he's done to the military.
Mike Murphy, comment on that, please.
Oh, I agree with her. Kaepernick, in my opinion, is a scumbag.
He's an asshole.
He's standing up for black people and for their rights, and I get that. There's nothing wrong with that. But he grew up in a white family, in a white home, a wealthy white home. Went to one of the best colleges out there. Was ready to play pro ball or play pro ball. He doesn't look like he's been oppressed too much to me.
He's never been oppressed in his life. Let me say something about Kaepernick here. All right, so understand something. I will continue to wear Nike regardless of whether Nike pays Kaepernick millions, billions, or a couple of dollars. Okay, it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna tell you why. Because of what Mike Murphy just said. Mr. Kaepernick, great player that he is, sometimes lets his mouth, run ahead of him. But we all do once in a while. The problem with Kaepernick is that he decided to discover his blackness at a time when America wasn't ready for him to discover his blackness. Okay? He comes from a wealthy family, as Mike said. He comes from a biracial family, as Mike said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for him to discover his blackness was a way of making a statement because he could. And that's the only reason he did it, because he could.
Well,
That's it. Simple in a nutshell.
I
Colin
hate.
Kaepernick
Mhm.
is not going to affect whether I sleep well tonight or not.
Mhm. Well, he doesn't
He's not.
affect
I'm
my
not
sleep.
going to lose any sleep over
Mm-mm.
Colin Kaepernick.
Well, he doesn't affect my sleep. It's just I disagree with him kneeling over a national anthem that has nothing to do with the badge of a policeman or anybody like that. That has to do with the people that are fighting
Yeah,
overseas to have him come to America and play football and make him rich and millions of dollars while they're over there fighting for our
right.
country and they're coming
Well, we're
over
going
here.
down a slippery slope here that I don't want to go down.
I know, but that's
But
how
we're
I
not.
feel.
I get. I get it. I
I
get it.
know, but that just makes me angry for
Yeah, I understand. Let's see
that's
who
just
do we
probably
got.
another show.
I want my. I have a question.
Mhm,
You did a show yesterday that you don't normally do Wednesdays. Yes.
mhm,
Slaw. I had filmmaker Alan Zweig with me.
mhm.
He did a film called When Jews Were Funny. It's a hell of a film. I have the film. I love the film. It's a great movie. And I had Alan with me last night, and we talked about his movie. And he's a remarkable guy because he doesn't want to admit that he made a good movie.
Mhm.
And I think, quite frankly, I think he's embarrassed to be Jewish.
How many times did you watch that movie? 56 times?
54 times.
54 times. Mhm.
I watched it today.
Mhm.
Again.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I know what we're
absolutely.
watching when I come over for dinner next time.
When Jews Were Funny. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this, Amelia.
Okay.
Can you see what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Okay, this is a candy called Toblerone. It's a chocolate from Switzerland. All right. The actual logo is the one in the center that you see there.
Mhm.
Okay. They've highlighted that area to show you what it actually is. It's a bear because that is the crest of the family
Mhm.
who makes this chocolate, and the name Baron,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Bern,
Mhm.
Bern, is the name of the town in Switzerland. It's called Bern, Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to show you before we get too far. Do you have any idea what those words mean on that the seal of the Senate?
Novus
Mike, you
Ordo
know what?
Solum.
You have any idea what those words mean?
I want to say, to thyself be true.
No.
New World Order,
Okay.
maybe?
That's exactly what it says. The logo circle in the blue with the all-seeing eye, the Illuminati eye, that means new. That literally means New World Order. Novus Ordo Secularum.
Mhm.
Okay, it literally means New World Order. Anuit sepsis means
Mhm.
among the masses or among the people, or
Oh, I
for
was
the
reading
masses
one that
or
said
for
e
the people.
pluribus unum.
Mhm.
E pluribus unum means from many one.
Okay.
What's
And
that sound like to you? From many one. You would think it would mean from
Mhm.
one many. It does not. It means the
Mhm.
opposite. From many one. E
Hmm.
pluribus from many unum one.
And the 13 stars, is that supposed to be the 13 colonies?
Yeah. The stars that you see do not represent the U.S. government. The stars you see represent the Illuminati.
Mhm.
Okay.
So for 13 members that
The
started the.
one thing that's very important in symbolism are messages. I want you to look at the eagle. He's holding an olive branch in one hand and arrows in the other.
Yeah, the olive branch for peace, the arrows for war.
Exactly. You'll see that on the Army, the Navy, Air Force, and Marines. You're going to see peace on one hand and war on the other because they're prepared for either peace or war. Except if you're a Democrat in the White House and they always want to go to war.
That's true.
Every time. I just want I want you to see that.
Well, war generates revenue.
Yeah, absolutely does. Here you go again. You see the same. You see this here is the presidential seal. You see the same thing inside the presidential seal. E pluribus unum. You do not see Norvo Udum Secularum. You don't see New World Order in that. But what you do see are the stars surrounding that. There are those stars surrounding that eagle in there. And you see above where it says E pluribus unum, you see that little kind of circular ring going across the top there? Okay.
13 rings.
Yeah. These represent
minus 4.
No, they represent the families of the Illuminati. They represent the families of the Illuminati. They call it the family of nations is what it is, essentially. You're going to see that again.
Well, what I'm saying is if you look at each end of those, you'll see you see how there's like poles sticking up that they're on. On each end of it, there's 2 poles that don't have one.
Right. That's deliberate, by the way. Take a look at it. Okay. We're going to take a look at this here. These are symbols, some of which you know, some of which you do not. Do any of them look familiar to you, Murph or Amelia?
Yeah, let's see. Skull and crossbones. Let's see. There's the owl.
The owl is an Illuminati symbol, absolutely, for sure.
And that looks like a pentagram. That's not a pentagram. Well, there's a pentagram, but then the other one.
It is a pentagram. That is actually a Wiccan pentagram.
Right. And then the other one is the Satan one. Satanist.
The other one is the satanic pentagram. You see there what looks like
Mason symbol.
Exactly what it is, Mike. There's a couple of interesting in there that are religious in nature.
That red cross.
Do you see them?
Templar.
The Knights, exactly. And the Catholic Church. Can you point out the Catholic Church, Amelia?
Let's see. My mom used to be Catholic, so I guess it's that one with the different colors.
That's one of them. And the other one says
red and white one.
IHS. Okay, I want you to notice something, Murph. That IHS is the sun representing, God. IHS means in his service.
Oh.
But I want you to take a look. They are not crosses in there.
No,
they're daggers. They are daggers. No, they're not nails. They're daggers.
The 3 look like nails.
No, they're daggers, brother.
Oh wow!
And and if you look at it, it's a particular order of the Catholic Church. You may have seen it in the Da Vinci Code. It's called Opus Dei. That's who that belongs to.
Oh wow!
The other one is the Japanese Yakuza. It's a triangle with their symbol in it and 3 black marks above the symbol. You'll see that there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the three major
The
families of the
Yakuza-
triad.
Yeah, exactly. And the Japanese Yakuza is akin to the Italian Mafia. However, in Japan, the Yakuza is legal, and in fact, they hold many seats in the Japanese parliament.
Wow.
Take a look at that. These are symbols you see every day. Every single day. You see Apple Computers, Coca-Cola, America Online, Amoco, Dodge. By the way, it's interesting that Dodge uses a RAM. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's RAM tough. You've
Yeah.
heard that? Dodge, RAM tough.
Mhm.
The ram is the satanic symbol for
It
Satan.
is.
The
Mhm.
ram is the
Well, I'm an
symbol for
Aries, so I guess I'm going to hell.
The other things you'll see down there, very noticeable: the Toyota logo,
Mm-hmm.
the Lamborghini logo, the symbol for doctors. Look what the
Mhm.
symbol for a doctor is.
Yes, with a snake.
It's a
Deuces.
staff.
Uh-huh.
It's a staff with two snakes wrapping each
Mhm.
other and wings.
Mm-hmm.
The symbolism of this is the wings represent death.
Mm-hmm.
The snakes represent good and bad, because the same poison that can kill you can help you because of what they can do with that venom.
Mm-hmm.
And the staff represents the steadfastness of the medical profession, even way back when.
Oh, yes.
It's funny, though, how you looked at this stuff, even the Knights Templar crosses, the American Red Cross. The Knights Templar were great for
Now, I have
helping
one
people.
for you that's not up there.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you look at, it's an energy drink called Monster.
Oh,
Mhm.
we
You see it in
don't.
7-Elevens, Wawa's.
Yeah, Murph, I have a slideshow for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have a slideshow for that. You're going to see that in a bit. There's something you
There
don't
you
see
go.
every day. We're going to take another look at this too.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch. You don't get any plainer than that. I mean, you're talking about hiding in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get any
Absolutely.
plainer than that.
Nope.
That's the Royal Masonic Rich Apron. It also happens to be the symbol for Google Gmail. Okay. I want people to really watch this stuff. And if you're listening on radio, watch the video on this one.
Yes.
That's the Masonic Turbo Cane. I want you to really look at that. That's what Facebook is using as their logo. The other thing I want you to understand that Facebook has an official statement out regarding this logo. It says that if you look at the F, it's supposed to be, I don't know, I've looked at this for hours on end. It's supposed to be a man holding a cell phone to his ear with his head bent. Now, I want to know if you can see that. Please let me know. Or am I just missing something?
Looks like an F to me with the hand with the thumbs up.
Thank you. Murphy, what's that look like to you? Because that's supposed to be a guy holding a cell phone. Yeah,
it looks like an F with a thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't see the phone, guys. So Zuckerberg, lie to America some more. Okay. Google Play and the seal of Satan are virtually identical and deliberate, by the way. If you've ever been to Google and they have their meetings, they're called hell caucuses. Interesting choice of words. Murphy, Masonry, Freemasonry.
Yes, sir.
Apple Store, the Android store, and the Freemasons. Look at their symbols.
Yeah.
They're virtually identical.
They're all Masonic symbols.
They are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the compass and ruler. Sure, look. Again, take a good look.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice this until today, but it's when I finally looked at the Google GPS logo, it stood out like a sore thumb.
Yes.
Because it's virtually identical to the eye of the Providence.
We're watching
The
where
eye
you're
of the-
going.
You get where I'm going?
Yeah, they're watching where you're going.
Everywhere.
They're absolutely watching where you're going. You get where we're going? We're going to go down the rabbit hole. We're going to go down that rabbit hole. Absolutely. So let's take us out of here and put the other one up. Then we're going to sit around and talk.
Mm-hmm.
This one I think you'll like. This is Alfa Romeo. It's a car. It's an Italian car. Okay. Alfa Romeo, also referred to as Alfa, is an Italian manufacturer of cars. Its symbol refers to the biscoin, and I'll explain what a biscoin is. It's a serpent eating a child, terrifying the people, also leaving them confused. What this has to do with selling cars, we still don't understand. But if you guys can explain to me, Murph, you're a car guy. What does any of this has to do? By the way, there's the Knights Templar cross, a serpent eating a child, a crown above it, and the words Alfa Romeo circling it. What that has to do with the car, I don't know. So if you guys can tell me, smarten me up a bit.
Well, Alpha, being like the alpha male, Romeo, or Rome, from back in the day when Rome was conquering everything.
Go ahead. You're absolutely there. Go ahead.
Snake eating the child. With the crown on top.
It was the sacrificial child, is what it was.
Royalty. Huh?
It was the sacrificial child, is what it was. That's what it is. That's what you're looking at.
Royalty of the sacrificial child.
Uh-huh. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at a sacrifice. Is what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This one freaked me out. The Chicago Bulls is a basketball team based in Chicago. Obviously, they're called the Chicago Bulls. They play for the Central Division of the Eastern Conference in the National Basketball Association. Have a close look and try turning the logo upside down, and it will reveal a robot sitting on a park bench reading a Bible. And it sure the hell does. It absolutely does.
Oh, wow.
That's what it shows you. That bull logo was made that way deliberately. By the way, the people that own the Chicago Bulls, they're from, I think they're from Pakistan, or a part of Pakistan. What do they call it? Uzbekistan or some shit like that. Anyway, they're not from here.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, big surprise, right, Mike? The Chicago Cubs too. There you go.
Wow.
I want you to take a look at this. This is Google, the Google logo.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see this again. And I had to really search for this, but I found something to kind of put the on the exclamation point. You got to forgive me, folks. I'm slumming over myself tonight because I'm pissed off that we had a guest earlier tonight that's got me all worked up. So just bear with us. All right, this is the Starbucks thing. We saw that. Their logo. What else we got? Oh, here you go. The United Nations. The 13 degrees. Go ahead, Murph.
Not just my own opinion of the United Nations.
Go, continue.
Well, I just don't think we should be part of the United Nations.
I don't know that we
I'm
actually
just going to leave
are.
it at that.
The UN emblem showing a globe with latitude and longitude lines outlining 33 fields, 33 degrees of masonry, symbolizing the 33 degrees of masonry. Absolutely. Freemason venerate sex act and is related to Satan. If you look at what they've done with this, it's absolutely satanic. It's absolutely steeped in Freemason history. And another is Walt Disney, which is why I will never again watch Walt Disney.
And there's the 3 sixes.
If you look at the Disney castle, look at that castle very closely. In every Walt Disney movie you watch, they always show that Disney castle in the beginning. Watch for the number 33 at the top of the castle because it's there. Walt Disney was a 33rd degree Mason.
Yes.
And there are rooms in that castle that now Disney cannot explain. Boy, we have a lot of things going on in our chat room tonight. Holy shit.
Yes.
The owl is Bilderberg. Well, you're partly right on that, Slaw. The owl is definitely Illuminati for sure. He asked, how is the red pentagram if there's 6 points? Okay. It's actually not called a pentagram, but we're referring to it as a 6-pointed star. Okay. So don't get too far ahead of the Slaw. Okay. What can we say about Walt Disney? Well, we're all familiar with these logos since we were little babies, little nappers.
Oh, yes.
Examine, let's see. Okay, Walt Disney. Okay, observe carefully. There are 3 camouflaged symbols in the writings of Walt Disney's corporate logo. 666 is the satanic number and symbolizes a satanic cult. Actually, they're half right. 666 is associated with cult behavior. However, 666 is not the number of Satan. It's the number of a man. The Bible says 660 and 6 is the number of a man. So what they're telling you is the Antichrist is not some boogeyman that's going to creep up from the oceans or come down from the sky. It's a person, a real human being that will take on the power of Satan. Let's watch this again. Coca-Cola. In 2008, Pepsi redesigned its logo, which was very similar to the old one. The top half is red, the bottom half is blue, and a wavy white line runs through the center. It looks like a globe, but there's more to it. It is claimed that the new logo represents Earth's magnetic field, feng shui, and Pythagoras. A lot of stuff I can't even pronounce. Renaissance, etc. In short, it's some sort of Da Vinci Code.
Geodynamics.
Yeah. It's less satanic than perhaps the Starbucks logo, but still they're trying to it's more Wiccan, I will say that. It's more Wiccan. Now,
and I love Pepsi.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Coca-Cola being the most popular soft drink. Its corporate logo exhibits a beautiful cursive graphic that dissects the Freemasons. anti-Islamic message. Read it in verse, and it says, and it literally says this: no Muhammad, no Makkah. Coca-Cola is a Christian-based company steeped in family values. They chose that cursive deliberately because if you reverse the word Coca-Cola, it means no Muhammad.
Really?
Only one God. One God.
I would have never known that.
I wouldn't either if I didn't look it up. Skittles. I won't eat these anyway
Me
because
either.
they're bad for you.
Oh, yes.
There's a lawsuit going on right now about Skittles. This candy advertisement reveals the hidden message. It's berry, 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 sexplosion. It says women go crazy over the voice of the late Barry White. Can't even make this stuff up. Can't make this up. Look at the word sex.
That's a bit of a stretch.
But, brother, I'm only reporting the news. I'm not making it up here.
No, I'm just
won't,
saying.
so
I
I'm
think that's
sorry.
a bit of a stretch.
It is a stretch, but this
I
is
must
what
be
I'm
in the
telling
low
you.
percentage that won't.
That
So
this is out there. You're going to see this word sex again. Watch, because it's crazy stuff. Other common logos with hidden and or satanic meanings and messages. The Great Seal of the President of the United States, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security. All of them. Look, Mike, Department of Homeland Security, olive branch and arrows. Look at the FBI is the only one that doesn't have the arrows. They have olive branches on both sides. Ain't that a crack of horse shit?
it's like the
The
CIA
Central
is trying to hide
Intelligence,
something.
the CIA has the Templar cross on the front of theirs. The Templars, remember, did their business in secret.
That's why they're
That's
hiding
what
the
they
eagle.
did. The Central Intelligence Agency is the United States' finest secret agency. Them and the Secret Service, which operates under their jurisdiction.
Is that why they put that blanket over the eagle to look like they're hiding something?
Okay, here you go. We're going to take a look at Google one more time.
Yeah, that's a pentagram.
And Slaw, I know you're there. But we have a new. Oh, here you go. Vachimo Morin. Okay. I'm surprised YouTube showed this on my home screen. Great stuff. But the sense, sure, Steve is okay. Yeah, I get you. The censorship is deep. It sure is. Censorship is deep, but they won't censor this show. They can't because we have really good lawyers. YouTube is censoring everything. They can try to censor it, but we have. Remember something. We have YouTube. So I want Vachimo, if you're out there, we do have YouTube, but we don't rely on YouTube. And I can give a shit whether people watch my show on YouTube or not, because I know that 700,000 people a month are listening to it. That's all I care about.
Absolutely.
I don't care if they can see the show and tell or not. They can hear us describing it. So it doesn't make any fucking difference to me whether YouTube pulls us, keeps us up, chastises us. My programming on YouTube is age restricted anyway, by my choice now. Because I found out that I can actually age restrict our stuff.
Yes.
Finally did it. Slaw, stay with me. I want you to stay around for me. The Chicago Bulls logo is a stretch. Well, it might be a stretch, but it's there. You can't make up what's there. It's there. Again, Slaw, I'm not making the news, babe. I'm just reporting it.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm reporting it. Let's take a look at this. This six-sided star. Where have we seen six-sided stars before, Mike Murphy?
In the Jewish religion.
How about your brother? He's a cop.
Well, I'm trying to
What's a
think, but
sheriff's badge
he
look
was
like?
a state police officer, and their badges aren't a six-sided star.
Well, we've seen that in the old West. Sheriff's badges were all six-sided
Well,
stars.
the old Western shows, yeah.
And in fact, they're still used today. Sheriffs all over the country use that six-sided star.
If anything,
Wiccan
U.S. Marshals.
symbols.
Well, thank you, Philip Wood.
And Wiccan symbols also still use that six-sided star too.
Chinese checkers and Slaw says,
Yeah.
I love you, Slaw. You're the best, baby. Philip says, another great show from Angelo and company. I really enjoyed your shows with Marilyn. Thank you. We have a great series coming up, Philip. We're going to be talking about cults, satanic cults, religious cults, all kinds of cults coming up. I'm going to talk about that. Robert Whitaker Johnson. I am a Mason, Angelo. There are Christian esoteric orders. I haven't seen anything satanic thus far. Okay, well, that's good for you, Robert. Thank you for informing us about that. You'll never catch me as a Freemason. Absolutely not, because I know where their origins are, and someday Robert Whitaker Johnson will wake up to the truth, and that's okay. You're allowed to sleep, my friend. I love you still. You're my brother. You know, you're our guy in England. But, you know, the great thing about these shows is you're allowed to disagree with me. I'm not right all the time. I don't have to be right. I'm presenting information that's out there, and we're just talking about it.
Yeah, so yes, we are.
This is the last show and tell, and then we're going to talk, because we're going to be here for a while.
Yes.
Let's talk about Amazon. Here's what they tell me. The Amazon arrow points to the A to Z, which means every product that exists can be bought on Amazon. Do you see that little arrow underneath the A and the Z?
Yes.
That's there purposely. Amazon was very clever in their marketing. Purchased everything from A to Z on Amazon. And there's that famous Amazon swoosh with the little arrow on it. This one I particularly like. This is Baskin Robbins. If you look at their logo, the B and R actually have the letters 31 in it. So, Amelia, why does Baskin Robbins have 31 in it?
Because there's 31 flavors.
Right. Did you know that that's purposeful and deliberate? They made a flavor.
Yeah, it's like perfect advertising.
Each day of the month, customers can enjoy a different ice cream flavor every day of the month. That's what it says. That's Baskin Robbins, and they want you to know that, my God. This one I thought was very funny. Mark Zuckerberg is red-green colorblind. This is what they're saying. Allegedly, Mark Zuckerberg is red-green colorblind. The color could be, the color he could see, the best color he could see was blue. This could be the reason for the Facebook logo being blue. Fact-checked, false. See the slideshow. Mark Zuckerberg, as we found out today, is in fact not colorblind whatsoever. In fact, he's got almost perfect 20/20 vision.
Wow.
And this bullshit line about that's a guy on his cell phone with his head down is the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard. I want to know where you see a cell phone or a guy or anybody with his head down in that logo. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Murphy, find the arrow.
Found it.
Right there. Between the E and the X.
Yep. Yes, sir. FedEx was very, very clever about putting this together. They said the arrow between the E and the X symbolizes their speed in delivery. This next one was real tough. Gillette razors. Okay, this one was hard. I still can't find it.
Oh yeah,
The
I read
precision,
about this one.
the precision crafted razor blades made by Gillette have cut off the first two letters so accurately they challenge you to find them. I looked and I can't find them.
I know where it is.
Where?
G and the I.
The G and the I?
She's right.
It's slanted.
She's right.
Oh, she sure the fuck is.
Mm-hmm.
It took me all day. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? You know what it is? It's conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
I buy these razors.
Mm-hmm.
I look
Yeah,
at
I
the
was going
word
to say,
Gillette,
please don't take this away from me.
right? I buy Gillette razors, and
Mm-hmm.
to me, it looks like a G and an I, and I didn't realize
Yeah.
that the G and the I, the top of the point of the I,
Mm-hmm.
is on an angle. I didn't even realize that until just now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Smart
I
ass.
was going to say. Oh my God!
I
Don't
was
tell me
getting
it's
ready.
starting to panic. It's like the
I
only
was
razors that
getting-
work for me. Please don't
I
take that away.
I was getting ready to say, Murph, that Amelia was going to use a Mike Murphy. No studying.
I studied and studied and studied this one. It took me a while too.
Yeah,
but I
but the
got it.
funny thing is, we found it before you did.
You know what? I was overlooking. That was the problem. I was like looking at it too. I was over analyzing it, I think.
Mhm.
Okay. This is the logo for Hyundai.
Mhm.
There's also something else interesting here. There are two people shaking hands.
Yeah.
There are two
That's a
people
bit of a
shaking
stretch,
hands.
but I can say it.
Oh, it's not a stretch. This comes from the company's website. It's not simply an italic H. It represents the great customer support they give you. The two people, hold on. The two people in that silhouette are, one is a customer representative, the other is a satisfied customer, and they're shaking hands. The one on the left is the customer. The one on the right is the customer service. And where the H joins in the middle, that's them shaking hands. That's directly from Hyundai's website. Go check it out if you think I'm lying. I tell people all the time.
And they're
If
both
you think-
Terminators.
And they're what?
And they're
And they're
both
what?
They're
Terminators. he
both
said.
Terminators.
You know what, Murph? Your humor sometimes is. Oh,
Well, like the Terminator.
okay, Amelia.
Uh-huh.
Smarty ass over here. No
Well, it
studying.
depends what he's talking about because customer service with Hyundai depends on what I need them for. Sometimes they can help and sometimes they cannot. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Find the Hershey's Kiss inside the Hershey's Kisses.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I'm.
Between the K and the I.
You know what? Fuck you. Okay.
I wasn't going
Okay.
to say anything.
Moving along. Okay. Apple Corp. All right. Does anybody know why the apple is missing a bite from it?
That one you stumped me.
They took a bite out of the Big Apple out of New York.
Nope. Here's what happened from Apple's own website. Someone has taken a bite out of the apple. The name iPhone was owned by Cisco first. Apple used it without permission from Cisco.
Oh wow.
Cisco had to sue Apple for the trademark infringement. However, the court allowed a mutual understanding to take place between both companies. They can both use the Apple logo. They can both use the name iPhone. But the Apple Corporation signified their loss to Cisco by having that bite removed out of the apple. In other words, it's not their whole company. They only own that much of the apple. Cisco owns the bite part.
Oh, wow.
Now, when you say Cisco, do you mean Cisco the food company?
No, Cisco Electronics.
Oh, okay.
This one I had kind of fun with because I looked this up. I actually had an LG phone, so I'm familiar with the logo. What's going on here, Amelia? What do you think's going on with LG?
Let's see. It looks like an L and a G, and it looks like a smiley face.
Looks like a face, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's purposely designed to look like a face.
But it's an L and a G.
It's actually designed to look like a smiling face. LG Life's Good is the name of the company. That's actually the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking at is a red circle with an L representing the nose, a letter G representing the smile, and that eye. That little circle representing an eye. If you turn that logo on its side, it's a Pac-Man. That's what it is.
Oh, wow.
It's a Pac-Man.
I had an LG phone.
Okay, hold up. Oh, damn, hold up. Oh, hold on. Oh, here we go. I got to, oh, man. I got to go back here. Okay. This is where we left off at.
Yes.
MasterCard. Probably you guys have MasterCard in your wallet somewhere, right? They have a credit card. The MasterCard logo is a colorful psychology blending red and yellow to come up with this interesting orangey color in the center. Yet there's much more interesting thing hiding in there. Okay? The first letters of red, orange, and yellow spell out the name Roy. Okay? Red, yellow, and orange, right? Red, orange, and yellow is what you're looking at. Roy, R-O-Y. Coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, Mrs. Rita Roy is the CEO and president of MasterCard Foundation. They say this is purely coincidental. I think not. I think Mrs. Roy chose those colors because it spells out her name, quite frankly. That's what I think. What do you guys think?
I would say, yeah, because that way it represents her and the card and the company.
Okay.
A little bit of ego there, yeah.
Okay, Toyota. Toyota was the first company of Weavering Machines, Inc. This is why the logo looks like a thread and needle. By the way, what else, oh Eagle Eyes Chapman, what else do you see about that logo?
Looks like it's a ring of the Saturn.
You're exactly right. There's something else there, Mike Murphy. What is it? There's something very unique about that logo that actually you can create something out of that logo. What do you think you can create out of that?
Possibly the name Toyota.
That's exactly what it is. You can find all the letters of the word Toyota in that logo. Everything from the T-O-Y. Remember, Toyota is only basically a T, an O, a Y, and an A. And you're looking at all of them. You're looking at all the letters of the word Toyota right there. Yep. Let's see. I got to go to, we're going to go to the chat. We're going to interact with our. Okay. You guys know what Vio Corporation is? They make phones, electronics, and stuff like that. Vio represents a sine wave used in analog communication. That's why you see that kind of wavy there. The IO represents digital communications or binary code, the essence of communications in life. So what you're looking at is a very clever logo of the name of the company and what it represents. Of course, there's Toblerone and chocolate, very good chocolate, by the way. It's one of my favorite chocolates. Okay. This one was kind of interesting. What do you think's going on here, Murph? Tostitos.
Looks like well, I see two people toasting, and I see a clown face.
What you're looking at is you got the two people right. The two small T's.
Mm-hmm.
They have like that. What they are, Tostitos are. There are two people in the middle. They're both holding a tortilla chip, and they're dipping it in that red sauce that's the dot for the eye. Prime example of once you've seen it, you cannot unsee it. Initially, the logo appears to be the Tostitos name in front of a vibrantly colored background. However, the two T's of this logo make up people. As they dip a tortilla chip into a bowl of salsa on top of the letter I. Interesting stuff. Okay. This was absolutely fucking brilliant. Brilliant to the core.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking at is the continent of Africa. What you're also looking at is an adult woman and a child looking at each other. She's looking down, he's looking up. And it still comprises the continent of Africa. It was absolutely brilliant for their logo. Absolutely brilliant. Two people, one tall and one short, looking at each other, comprise the continent of Africa. And if you look, there's another face to the left.
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Yes. Like
and if you turn it upside down, there's yet another figure. But we're not going to get into that tonight because there's still way too much to do. One of my favorite places to go browsing for junk. I love the Goodwill. What you're seeing here, and those of you at home, we're looking at a letter G. It's a half a face is what it is. A half a face comprises the letter G for Goodwill. The reason they say Goodwill says this community-based company prides itself on making people happy and making lives better with the trademark to prove it. And they sure the hell did. They got a big happy face there. The letter G. It's no surprise that the not-for-profit logo makes use of some simultaneously functional and encouraging lettering. The lowercase g in Goodwill doubles as a smiling face. It appears twice in the company's logo, up top and down the bottom. See that? You see the two G's?
Yes.
They're both half faces. Okay. Here we go. Let's talk about Wendy's, because we could talk about Wendy's for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see interesting about Wendy's?
Well, let's see. I know about this one because like before we used to eat junk food. We used to go there a lot. But the necklace, if you look up the necklace, it there spells mom.
Sure does. Yep.
And the little girl Wendy's was the owner's daughter.
She sure was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else about Wendy's.
The name, that was the daughter's name.
Uh-huh. It sure was. The guy's name was
Dave. I can't remember the last
hold
name.
on, I'm going to
Dave.
tell you right now.
Dave something.
I'm going to tell you here. Hold on. His name was. There we go. And you just made me screw it up. Oh shit. David. Hold on. Now I have to go look. I hate to cheat.
Uh-oh.
Wendy's owner, Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Thomas was 50 years old when they adopted Wendy. She was not his biological daughter. She was adopted.
Mm-hmm.
He started with one store and ended up growing to 1,600 stores now around the world. He left us many years ago, but
yes,
his burgers are still around.
And you know where he
That's
started?
Wendy.
I've got something about that also.
Go ahead, Murph.
About Wendy's. Up until about right after the time of Dave Thomas's death, Wendy had never been seen in any of the commercials. He wouldn't allow it. Till after his death, she did a commercial stating that, she did a commercial where she announced that she was taking over the business, bring the same great quality, and all that. That commercial was the only time publicly like that in that setting that she had ever been seen.
And she's never done another one since, but she does, in fact, own and operate the Wendy's Corporation.
And you know where he got his start? He was, I think, a dishwasher or a short order cook at a restaurant in Knoxville, Tennessee.
He sure was. He was also a devout Christian. We're going to go to the chat room because we got a bunch of stuff in there. First of all, Philip Wood, it's great to see you again. I haven't seen you in a long time. Philip says, another great show from Angelo and Company. Really enjoyed your shows. The Marilyn Monroe and Elvis ones, particularly great shows. Thank you. Robert Whitaker Johnson. Robert, I know you're a Mason, brother. I don't know why you became a Freemason all of a sudden, but because you never mentioned that to me before. Let's say there are good people and bad people and everything. It's all about the intent. Perhaps, absolutely, Amazon is very phallic. It absolutely is phallic. Yes. It does look kind of like a bent dick, does it not? The 33 degrees of masonry pertain to the Scottish Rite. Yes, I know all about the Scottish Rites, Robert. Most Masons cannot achieve the 33rd degree. I know right now, Robert, I know personally in my life at this moment, 6 people that are 33rd degree Masons and above. And there are 4 levels above 33. Say again?
Question on the 33.
Yeah.
Question on the number 30. Question on the number 33. A bottle of Rolling Rock beer, I believe, has a 33 stamped on the side, does it not?
It sure does.
Yes.
Absolutely. Look into that company. That's another beer you'll never see me drink. Allegedly made from spring water, but it's not. They claim it's made from spring water, but it's not.
No.
It's made from filtered water. Because every now and then I like a cold beer. Okay. I want my slaw. Let's see here. Terminator was actually one of the very uses of CGI technology in motion pictures. It sure was. Great use of CGI. Slaw says Apple has a bite, so nobody would mistake it for a cherry. Well, possibly I've heard that argument made as well, but directly from Apple's website, they're saying this is what happened. One Eye Masons, after One Eye is Illuminati, not Masons. How long ago did the LG phone? I had probably 7, 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, long time.
Robert says Tostitos spells tit in the middle.
He just had to throw that in there.
Slaw points out Dave Thomas. Thank you, Slaw, because I just went brain fart on you and had to look up who Dave Thomas was. There's a Masonic symbol everywhere. The White House, absolutely.
Yes.
Robert, Washington, D.C. was designed and built by the Masons, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
George Washington was a 33rd degree Mason, as was John Adams, as was Thomas Jefferson, as was Ben Franklin, as was Ronald Reagan, as was Jimmy Carter, as was Barack Obama, as is Bill Clinton, and our current disaster, Joe Biden, is
Big disaster, if
absolutely
you ask
a
me.
Mason and a high-ranking Mason as well.
Mhm.
There has only been twice in the history of the U.S. presidency. Look it up if you think I'm lying. Only twice in the history of the U.S. presidency that there was not a Mason. One was John Kennedy, and the other was Calvin Coolidge. That's that. Now, who else we got? 33 is just the number. I like 13 and 69. God bless you, Slaw. I love 13 and 69. Beautiful. Why 13? You got to tell me, Slaw. You got me thinking about 69. I understand why. Absolutely. God bless you. But why 13? Or is that how old she is?
Funny.
And
Well,
Murphy's looking real carefully at that.
they're also
13.
saying that the Starbucks also was the emblem was also because of Beyonce as well. Have you heard about that?
I've never heard that. Yeah. Well, let's see what they got here. They have to go through Scottish Rite. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Slaw, if you're still here, I have to understand what the 13 is. I get the 69. Here you go. 13 score. Okay, I got you. 13 scores people, and I find that funny. Brother, if you think it's funny, God bless you. I ain't going to piss on your parade. I love you anyway. I want you to come back. Toyota looks like a behemoth. It absolutely does. There's a lot of stuff about the Toyota logo. If you flip it upside down, it does look like kind of a behemoth. It looks like a woolly mammoth, actually. But I get the whole needle and thread thing. I absolutely do. You guys, talk to me about tonight's show, because you know, I was looking. See, here's what happens to me. I got to apologize to you guys first. When we have a show planned, and I think it's supposed to go one way because of the participants involved, and it turns out that I have to kick somebody out of the studio before we ever go on the air, that rubs my vibe the wrong way. And it irks me and it bothers me because I'm still thinking about it, and I'm trying to do a show about hidden meanings and messages. It did not, quite frankly, go the way I wanted it to. I thought we would have more of an interaction, but again, sometimes, you know, we do a great show, and sometimes Philip would, sometimes we just lay a big fart and the whole world has to deal with it. Like tonight. But it's our Thursday show, and I really don't much care tonight.
Things don't go
I've
as
done
planned.
3 shows this week, and I'm beat.
Things don't go as planned sometimes, but I mean, you got to deal with certain people, and some people are going to put themselves on a soapbox, and you have to, you know, unfortunately deal with that. And a lot of people have a lot of things going on, and you know, you had to. I'm sorry that you had to be right in the center of it.
One I wanted to bring up. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And, you know, I just felt bad that Angela had to be right in the middle of it. And you know, she has a lot going on, and, you know, Angela was trying to help her. That's all he was trying to do. And she just backlashed at him for no reason. And it was just horrible. I'm sorry that he had to deal with that.
The woman that we're talking about, Sharon, she's a sweet girl. She's just got so much going on right now. You know, sometimes people don't want to be helped, and sometimes they are their worst their own worst enemy, and I think Sharon Bodine is both. I don't think she wants to be helped, and I think she's her own worst enemy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why is 13 considered an unlucky number? I love the number 13, by the way. 9 or 11 isn't. 9/11 has gotten scot free. Well, we actually are. I'm planning a show. Amelia doesn't even know yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning a show on the numbers 9 and 11. They are absolutely Illuminati numbers. They are absolutely satanic numbers for
Oh boy.
certain. And we're going to explore the devil hiding in plain sight.
Then
Or
how does
actually,
that
I'm
explain that I got the cheerleading? Oh boy. So that explains how I was number 9 when I got the cheerleading thing when I was 5th grade. Okay.
there are definitely malevolent and evil organizations and people. There is definitely hidden symbology. However, some hidden symbology has historical numerology and shape. Absolutely, Robert. 13 is not an unlucky number, as I confirmed, because I love the number 13. Do you know that it's considered such an unlucky number that buildings go from a 12th floor to a 14th floor? They don't even have a 13th.
Oh wow.
But chronologically, let's be honest about it. You're
Mhm.
not skipping a floor, you're just skipping a number. If you're going from the first floor to the 20th floor, rest assured, my friends, you're going to pass the 13th floor some fucking where along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it is. So there are no buildings really without a 13th floor. It's just without the number 13.
So the number 20th floor is really the 19th floor, regardless.
What? What are you babbling about?
So you're telling me if I like the number 9, that's really a bad number? That's my favorite number?
I'm not saying it's a bad number. It's a
Mhm.
satanic number. It's
Oh
used
my gosh.
in satanic rituals all the
Oh
time.
dear. I have to change my
It's
number then.
more. It is more particularly
Mhm.
a number of the Illuminati.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I'm bringing an expert on to talk about it.
Uh-oh. I'm going to have to
Yep.
change my favorite number.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to Mike Williams. I'm going to bring Mike Williams on.
Mm.
So, and he's a great guy. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys. We've gone past our 1 hour. Usually we hang around for an hour or so. Amelia,
Yes.
I'm gonna bring you up here. I'm gonna bring the big camera up on you. Tell everybody what's coming up here. I got my shows in.
Right.
You
Well,
forget, I got them right here.
on the 27th, we're going to do an episode on Tupac, actually.
Tupac Shakur.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh, that
we
reminds me, Amelia.
Yes.
Before you continue,
Mhm.
that reminds me. I want to tell everybody while you're still here in the chat room,
Mhm.
if you guys have any suggestions
Oh, yes.
for show ideas, please hit me up at wrestlingwiththefuture@gmail.com and let me know what your thoughts are, show ideas. You might, if I pick your idea, you might win a Wrestling with the Future T-shirt because I still got a few.
Mhm. We're working on some other ideas as well for the show to also maybe give away soon. We're working on some
Sure.
of that too. And also, do we still have that survey up as well of what we still want for people to
I
do for
don't
the
know,
shows?
Amelia. You're going to have to check the pages
Okay.
and see if it's still there.
Yes.
If not, then you can put one
We
up.
can put it back up.
Yeah, we'll put a. We had a survey, is what she's talking about. We had a poll asking people to kind of vote on different things,
Mhm.
and that's actually how we ended up doing, like the unsolved murders, Maryland show, and a few of them, to the point where we're actually doing a whole bunch more.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah,
We're
absolutely.
going to be doing that.
So,
And,
yeah, continue with the
yes, and of course,
Tupac on the 27th. We've got
Yes.
Dr. Anthony. Got tell everybody what's going on.
Tobia, and he's going to join us with part 1 of Amy Carlson. Love has one cult. We're going to be doing that as part 1. So actually, there's going to be a few parts to that show as well.
There's actually going to be a three-parter.
Three-parter
The
for
first
that.
time we've ever done a three-parter.
Yes.
If
We're
you
gonna
don't
break
know
that up a
who
little.
Amy Carlson is, I want you guys to check this out. Amy Carlson, Love Has One cult.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most bone-chilling stuff I've ever seen. To the point where I'm actually going to show you right now. Hold on a minute.
Yes.
I think I want to bring it up here, Amelia.
Okay.
I'm going to bring this video up here. It is.
Give them a little teaser of it.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty bizarre. Let me see.
And even though this happened in America, she's being celebrated in other countries. Let's just put it that way. Give you a little bit of it, not much of an insight of that, because we want you to watch the show to get a better idea. So you have to watch the show.
Yeah, I want to see if I can bring this. It's not going to let me do it. Oh, damn. Okay.
And
it's not going to let me do it because it's already scheduled, so I can't.
Yes,
I can't bring
and
it.
so that
What I
means you
was
have
gonna
to watch
show
the
you
show.
Yeah,
get a
well, I was
better
going to give him a
idea.
little sneak peek, like a teaser, but
No, we
it's
have to
not
watch
going
the
to let me
show.
do it, folks. So
We have to watch the show.
you'll have to. Yeah, you'll have to watch the show.
Mhm.
Murphy, where can people get a hold of you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook.
Well, you're a man
Under
of many words, Murph.
Michael Murphy.
Michael Murphy on Facebook.
So I got to look up.
Oh my God!
And
All I
ladies
gotta
and
do is, like,
gentlemen, if you are not a member of our podcast page, please become a member. We also have another as well. Please, Wrestling with the Future under
Right.
YouTube. Just sign up on there as well. You can watch our show on Podbean as well. What else can we do? Let's see. We have Instagram.
We are on. I'll tell you where
Lots
we're
of
at.
other ones as well.
We're on Podowl, Podbean, Podtail.
Mhm.
We're on Audible. We're on Listen, Verbal, Audible,
Mhm.
iHeartRadio, iTunes,
Mm.
WWTF Radio on
Yes.
satellite. We're on Skynet. We're on
Mhm.
BBC4. We're on YouTube. We're on, where the fuck else are we? What else? Let's see. We're
TikTok. I mean, not TikTok. Yeah.
Instagram,
Instagram.
Facebook, TikTok. Yes, if I forget. See,
And
obvious stuff eludes me.
oh yes,
We're on Twitter, Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
We will have we're actually going to be going live, believe it or not, on
Mhm.
LinkedIn.
Oh, awesome! That's wonderful. I like that.
Yeah, we're going to be picking up LinkedIn.
And I know that a lot of members are on What's the Buzz page, but if you haven't become a member on Podcast page, please become a member.
We are approaching 500 members on our YouTube, so keep up the good work.
Yes.
And thank you.
Yes,
and,
absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Let's see. Robert Wittes says, I'm alive. Okay, there you go. You're alive. I'm glad to hear that. Robert, love to hear about Tupac. Oh, he's not dead. Well, we're going to talk about that, Robert. We actually have, I'm doing a show. I see Amelia doesn't even know about this one yet. I'm going to do a show called What's in a Name. We're going to do a show called What's in a Name. If I say to you, Amelia, John Burroughs, what's that mean to you?
Is he an actor?
You might could say that.
Maybe he played in gangster movies, perhaps.
He's an actor, singer, dancer. If I say John Burroughs, you know who I'm talking about?
I believe he's an older actor.
Elvis Presley.
Singer,
that was his pseudonym, John Burroughs.
Really?
Yep. If I say Machiavelli, who am I talking about?
I have no idea who that would be.
Tupac Shakur. If I say, here's one. If I say to you,
excuse me.
Go ahead, Murph. If I say to you, how did they say it? This, Charmaine Majay. If I say Charmaine Majay, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a woman's name, isn't it?
Sure is.
Huh.
That's why we're going to do a show called What's in Her Name?
Oh. That's a lot of pseudo names.
My mother-in-law's here. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Mary T. That's my mother-in-law, my beautiful wife's mama.
Hello, Anita's mom.
Say
I
hi
love
to
your
me.
daughter, by the way. She's a sweetheart.
Mom, this is my co-host. She's a pain in the ass.
Oh, no. It's Angela. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, on behalf of Mike Murphy, I'm going to say
No.
good night for Murph because we're getting ready to say good night anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get with Murph. So she
Oh,
goes,
she
hi
says
again.
hi. Hi. Like I said, I love your daughter. She's a sweetheart.
Yep, she's a trip. So listen, we're gonna say good night to everybody. We've got we've got Tupac, Dr. Anthony Tabaya,
Mm-hmm. And that's
Charles
the closeout
Manson.
September.
Yeah,
those
Charles
two.
Manson, Waco, Texas.
Yes, that's to start
The
October.
People's Temple, Heaven's Gate. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We'll be hitting everybody.
Yes,
On behalf of Amelia Pitbull, again, I wanted to say Johnson. Your father lives on Johnson Road. That's why.
Johnson's Avenue. Yes,
I know. That's why Johnson keeps summing up.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia Pitbull Chapman. Chapman.
You hear that, Dad? He mentioned you.
And Michael Armageddon Murphy. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio. Let's get the fuck out of here tonight. Oh man, what a crazy night. Goodbye, folks. Good night.
Good night, everyone.